An estimated 14 billion years ago, there was nothing but darkness. Not a single atom. Just a tiny speck of infinitely dense, extremely hot energy. The speck will soon break out of its shell like an egg hatching and give birth to our universe. Within a millionth of a second, hundreds of light years of space are instantly consumed by the raging hot energy of the Big Bang. It spreads as far as possible, faster than light. All the hot, raging, dense energy has woken up the universe and given it power. Within only 3 seconds, the first ever elements are born: hydrogen, helium, and lithium. Later, elements like boron, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, which is what we breathe, will also come into existence. Everything expands as fast as possible, heating up the new universe. It's so incredibly hot that nothing can really come out of it at this point, and the only time radiation and gas can actually form is 10,000 years later. Once gas and radiation is abundant enough, the clouds pull themselves together more and more over the next 300 million years. Eventually, stars, planets, and black holes form the gas and stardust to build galaxies that scatter across the universe. For the next 5 billion years, so much happens that, as far as we're concerned, nothing happens. So many individual galaxies and planets and other strange things form. It's too much to ever study. The only thing that concerns our planet is the birth of the sun. The gas clouds that form the sun start rotating around it and forming into their own planets, one of which is the Earth. At this point, the Earth is a ball of hot magma that happens to get even hotter after a meteor about as big as Mars strikes Earth and tears it apart again. Around 740 million years later, life finally first develops. Over the eons, life evolves and creates new creatures. The most known of these were the dinosaurs, who eventually went extinct after another giant meteor hit, wiping them from the face of the planet. Other life forms like monkeys are born, and those eventually evolve into Homo sapiens. From this point on, the focus is on us, the humans. We learned how to grow our own crops to make our own food. We learned how to make and use tools to help us hunt and farm. Galileo, in the early 1600s, invented the first telescope, making a huge leap in astronomy and what we know about outer space today. We studied more in physics, with Newton discovering gravity from getting beamed with an apple, and 200 years later, Einstein with a more in-depth explanation of gravity, which is general relativity. In 1929, Edwin Hubble discovered the universe's expansion, which led to the entire Big Bang theory. 7 years later, the Hubble telescope was launched. In the future, we expect the universe to end. Whether through the Big Rip, the Big Freeze, or the Big Crunch, it's expected to all collapse at some point. The more stars start to fizzle out and collapse on themselves, making black holes, the less gas and nebula is available that can be used to make light. In approximately Google years, the universe will enter the dark era. There is now nothing but darkness, not a single atom. The universe has met its end, and all the light and life that used to be has now ceased to exist. However, just because this universe has met its end, doesn't mean the new one can't start.